reason why I'm making this video is because I want you to get inside my head and just think what I'm thinking. All right, so I'm gonna be posting a lot of level marking videos because I want to cultivate you into knowing how I count levels, how I see things. And remember the statement that I shared last week. I said each and every day price brings a whole new perspective. So now I can analyze this now, and then the next thing, it does something and then it decides to go the different direction. So it gives us a brand new perspective, because we cannot predict the future, but we can use past footprints to determine what's going to happen. So I'm going to show you the easiest way you can use a time frame like the 4-hour time frame in order for you to determine what the market is going to do. So now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, so I've got a pair here, jump 10 index. So this pair, I don't know where it's going and I need to find that. So what's the best thing to do? I know probably if you come to higher time frames, you might not find so much information that you need. For example, here you can see that there's a small W that you can see there between March 2023 to July 2024. So you might think, oh, well, maybe jump 10 index is a buy. Well, I would also think the same thing. That's true. But we want to go to the smaller time frames and see if they are also aligned to what we're seeing in higher time frames. If you go to the W1 time frame, again, what you see, you might probably say, oh, I've seen a mighty ID50. For those who don't know what an ID50 is, an ID50 is the first pullback from the peak. So in this case, our peak is this one right here, the W right there. So every time when the market forms a peak formation, it then goes away and comes back and tests the 50 EMA, and then it goes up. So that is what we call an ID50, or 50 EMA will be passing right there. So which is the same thing that's happening. Our 50 EMA is this one. It's an exponential moving average, and then our peak formation is this one, shown by a multi-week W, and then price went up, price came down, and we're expecting price to go up. But this is a weekly time frame, so even if we're expecting something like that, it does not mean this is exactly what's going to happen. So we need to drill down to the lower time frames and see if they are also aligned, because if they are not aligned, then we are not going to be able to execute any trade. Right, now we move to the D1 time frame. All we can see from the D1 time frame is that this W has stretched a little bit, so it has become bigger now. And looking at it from this side, we've got information from the past, which I think is of no use to us now, because we want to see what's happening at present. So in this case, at the moment, anyone who sees this might say, okay, maybe I'm seeing a first drop and I'm seeing a second drop, and then I'm expecting to see a third drop. Someone might say that. Now, if that be the case, then that will mean if you're gonna take a sell now, let's say you take a blind sell, right, and you're expecting a third drop, probably a third drop will go as low as that. Now, if we go back to the weekly time frame, that means we might not have an ID50. We might pass that point and go all the way down. But I didn't say this is a sell, so we're gonna find out when we go down to the lower time frames. Now, going back to the D1, so all we can see is the market pushed 1 and pushed 2, and now it's at a point where we expect to see the third level. And again, the market can actually remain with 2 levels, all right, and then just give us a reset. So meaning in this case, because we are coming from a W, right, and the market has pulled back, so that pullback on its own is going to be a reset. That's why the market has only issued 2 levels going down. So it means we might have a reset and then go up. So this could probably be our first leg, and maybe we are coming down for the second leg. So who knows, maybe that is possible. Now again, that means it will validate the buy that we have on the W1. So this is me thinking based on what I can see from the chart. Now if I move to the 4-hour time frame, this is where things get a little bit interesting. So now this is the time frame where I can start counting from. I love trading from the 4-hour time frame. it's very useful to me a lot. I don't know what other people think, but I prefer trading from the 4-hour time frame. Now, here is the chart that I have. So if I go back to the D1, so this is the point where I want to start counting probably my levels from right here and going all the way down in order for me to see what exactly is happening at this spot. All right, so every time you want to count your levels, you want to mark either the highest or the lowest point, which is where your peak formation is. In this case, I cannot put my line here, because if I put my line here, I do not have enough information to support whatever I'm going to find there. Probably maybe I'll see that, oh, this is actually on level 1 and we are supposed to go to level 2. Then I'll take a buy and the next thing I bend. So I need a little bit more information. So what do? I look for a cycle that's finished. All right, so in this case, I probably should have a cycle that's finished on the 4-hour time frame on this side, so that would then determine where exactly I am going. So in this case, the peak formation is where I put my red line at the top right there. That is where my red line is. So this becomes my peak formation. All right, so this becomes my peak formation. So going back to the 4-hour time frame, at least now you know where we are starting from. So starting from here, you can see this beautiful M. All right, so according to levels, okay, according to counting levels, all right, just 1 week of drop is equivalent to a level. All right, so don't complicate things. 1 week of drop is equivalent to a level. So in this case, I'll come here and just say, okay, I've got my week of drop, so that's a level. I've got my next week of drop, that's a level. All right, I've got another week of drop, that's a level as well. And then I've got another week of drop, that's a level 2. Sorry, it's not level 2, but that's a level as well. All right, I've got another week of drop as well, so that's a level as well. All right, so that means if I'm counting, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. So what am I missing? I'm missing at least one level. Why am I saying I'm missing a level? Now, listen, for you to say you have got one 4-hour level, you should have 3 H1 levels. So 3 H1 levels is equal to 1 4-hour level. All right. Now, if you have 3 4-hour levels, then it means you have 1 D1 level. All right. So for me to say I've got 1 D1 level, I have to take 1, 2, and 3 and combine them. So by combining them, it means I have 1 D1 level because I'm in the 4-hour time frame here. So these ones will simply mean I am still missing a level. All right, I'm still missing the last level, which is 6, for me to say I have D1 and I have D2. All right, so this is all I can see. So 1 week of drop is just a level. Now I want to fine tune everything, so I'll go to the 1 hour time frame and confirm that all of these levels that I've just marked here, they are actually 3 drops on H1. Okay, so going into H1, moving back to where we put our line. So this is where we put our line on H1. So I'm gonna maximize the chart so that you all can understand. All right, I don't want you guys to say I'm cheating you. Okay, so starting from here, I can see a peak formation. I can see 1 level of drop, 2 level of drop, and 3 level of drop. All right, I'm gonna use boxes so you guys can actually see what we're talking about. So in this case, I'm gonna change the color of my box so that it all makes proper sense. Right, I'm going to use the color red. Now, this is my first level of drop. All right, and then this is my second level of drop and my third level of drop. All right, I'm just gonna bundle together with the time where price went to the reset. So I can confirm that this 4-hour level I marked here has complete 3 H1 drops. Sometimes there might be consolidations in between. It doesn't mean that price will just give you 3 drops all the time. All right, now let's come to the second box. So after price had formed a level 3, all right, let me try and draw this for you again so you can see. Peak formation, drop 1 to a consolidation, drop 2 into a consolidation, drop 3 into a peak formation, and then price went for a reset. All right, price went for a what? For a reset. Now, you know, our MMM cyclist says this. I'm sure you are tired of seeing me draw this. It is the same thing as what you can see there, but you just need good eyes for you to see it. Now, moving on to this one, you also have got level 1 drop, you have level 2 drop, and then you've got a consolidation. This is your consolidation. Price did not move. Price opened here, price went up, price went down, price went up, price came back and closed here. So that's a consolidation. And then what happened the following day? Then the following day, price issued you with the third drop. All right, price issued you with the third drop. All right, so I'm just gonna bundle it together with the consolidation and put it all the way up to there. So again, in this box, what we have, we've got a peak formation, we've got drop 1, consolidation, drop 2, consolidation for 2 days, and then drop 3 and a nice W, and then price started to move towards a reset. All right, so in this case, our reset is right here. All right, that's all we can see at the moment. We haven't seen the future, so that is where our reset is at the moment. All right, now after having seen that, now we want to see what then happened next. So coming in next to this other box, we have again our first drop. We have price going back to the reset point, and then price deciding to drop after that. All right, so I want to show you something. Price decided to drop there, and then price came in and dropped there, and then price went up and price came back all the way down and closed right here. Let me show you that. Price went all the way up and price came back down and closed right here. All right, same area. Okay, so that means I can still put another box right here. All right, and then lastly, our last drop right there. So I'm gonna give a clean of this. The reason why I put all these boxes is because I want to show you something. So price formed a peak reset. All right, price formed a peak reset, price went down, and then price gave you a W, price went back up to the same range. So that means this level has been cancelled, and then price dropped down. So your level 1 is this one, right? Then price came here, price went down, this becomes your level 2. Then the following day, price retraced back the whole level, so it means this has been cancelled. So that means your level 2 is this one. All right, and then lastly, your level 3. Does that make sense? So that means I need to delete this box and delete this box. So it means I'm now left with 3 levels, and then bundling everything, that will mean everything will be like this. All right, and that's my 3. Now moving on to the next box, Price then showed a reversal. So every time you have three levels of drop, you expect a what? A reversal. Price then decided to reverse and go all the way up to the 800 EMA there. So I'm going to explain that in a second as well, why price did not reset on the 200 instead. So it went to the 800 EMA, and then what did it do? Then the whole thing continues. So we find a multi-days M formation right there. So now we need to see the levels going down. So number one, price pushed one, price consolidated. So I'll mark all this as my 2, and then lastly price consolidated, so I'll mark all this as my 3. All right, so this is all that we can see from this box. All right, so we've got 3 levels going down. I said I'll explain why price went to the 800 EMA. Now we come to this box. I'm pretty sure this is the last box, and again same thing happened. Price formed a reset, and then price dropped all the way down today. All right, so the reason why I did not mark up to here, it's because this is the same area as the peak. It's the same level as the peak. There's no difference. The low of the neck is equal to the low of that, so it's more or less the same thing. All right, and then following day there was some consolidation. So all this for me is what is some consolidation all here. So what you want are clear moves away from a zone. So I will mark all this as my level 2. All right, and then after having marked this as my level 2, then lastly I'll mark all this as my level 3. So which means this is my first leg, and again they decided to extend further the second leg. I would have been happy if they would have turned around here, because it was still more or less the same place as that, just a few pips away, but they decided to stop and even lower the following day with 3 candles down, and then went back up. So that was the market maker trying to stop and, but all this is a multi-session W. Now it's hard to see these things real time, but when you train your eyes you can actually tell what exactly the market did. So you need a lot of hours in order for you to learn this strategy, but it's going to help you to know where the market is going. Now after that, all I can see is a reversal, and the market did not continue its downward movement. Now that then means if I go back to the 4-hour time frame, all those levels that I marked, they are actually 100% correct. So every single weekly drop actually gave me 3 days of drop. So now how many levels do I have? I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, and I have 5. So that means I am missing a level. So because I am missing a level, I still need to see a level 6. Remember what we said. We said that the market will move 3 levels of on H1, which will become 1 level on H4. 3 levels on H4 becomes 1 level on D1. So what this means is I will take a different color and actually use the color white. Use the color white. All right, so if I put it here and box all this up, all these 3, then it will mean I've got D1 level. All right, so this is D1, so it's level 1 D, and look at where the peak formation was for D1. It was at the 800 EMA. Now see where the reset was. All right, let me try and draw this for you. So peak formation, level 1 for H4, level 2 for H4, and then level 3 peak formation, and then to the 200 EMA. So now that's the reason why the market went to the 200 EMA. It's because they wanted to reset. So according to D1, we've just moved 1 and went to the 200 EMA. So that is where we have a reset. But in this case on D1, it's not a reset, it's just a pullback, and we're going to continue the whole cycle, which is the cycle that you see down here, but it is still not complete. All right, it is still not what? Not complete. So that means we still need to see a drop of the market for the 6th level. So that's what I want to see, because I haven't seen that. I need to know why that is not there. But then again, remember, from W1 time frame, this is an ID50. From monthly time frame, this is actually a pullback. So what it means is, if the ID50 is valid on W1, I'm only going to see 1.5 ADR. Remember, resets will go 1.5 ADR for those who know. All right, ADR simple means the movement, the move. So this is 1, this is 0.5. okay, this is why you see 1.5. So this is 1, this is 0.5. So you only have 1.5 towards the reset point. So what you expect is probably for the market to match up with the second leg, and then we can see more buys to the upside. Then we can validate that the ID50 that we saw on W1 is actually a huge ID50. Now, if the market is actually selling like a continuous sell, what we'll want to see is the market break this low, close below to confirm the 6th level, then we can continue further down. But because W1 shows us an ID50, then there's a high chance we're gonna come back to the lows here before we continue. Now, all this we will see from the smaller time frames. Okay, so now that I've seen all this, I'm not concerned about what you see here. I'm not concerned about all that, because this is just the market going back to the reset point, which is the 200 EMA there, when they were not even supposed to do that in the middle of 2 levels. So I would have expected that they were going to continue for the 6th time and then or probably give us a low, but they did not want to do that. Clearly they want to do a multi-structure, which is a V and an M and then another V, and then we go up. So it means at the moment I would say we'd rather sell this pair and then sell it all the way down to there, and then after that we can buy this pair. Now, going back to D1 so that I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So from D1, this is how it looks. So what we want to see is the market coming down here. All right, we want to see the market coming down here, match up with the second leg, and then the market continuing going up. That is the only way we can validate that this is a continuous buy. Now, for you to see or to know that this is actually a really continuous buy, you then need to count your levels starting from the bottom here going that direction. You need to see how many levels of D1 have we completed, how many levels of W1 have we completed, why are we actually on an ID50. That will then tell you what's going on. But my best guess is the fact that we are on an or here on the 13 EMA on monthly time frame, it simply means this is probably one level, and now we want to see the second level. That's my assumption. And coming to the W1 time frame, again, my assumption will be that we have seen just one level of W1 and we want to see this. All right, we want to see the second level of W1. So that means if we go to D1, there's a probability we have 3 levels of D1, and we want to see a reset and then another 3 levels of D1. So that means from the monthly time frame, this is not even level 1. We haven't started yet. All right, now if we go to D1 again, I'm not gonna count levels on D1 because we're gonna be here forever. But because this is a peak formation, my best guess is that most probably you've got this as your level 1, you've got this as your level 2, and then you've got this as your level 3. Or if this is your neckline, you probably have got this is your level 1, and then as your level 2, and then as your level 3. Now you have 1 level of W1 and 3 levels of D1. All right, so what you want to see is the market come back to the 200 EMA for a reset and then a continuous buy. So this is going to be a continuous buy at this state, but remember, smaller time frames are still selling, so we want to gauge how far they are going to go. Now let's move to the 4-hour time frame. Sorry for distracting you, I was just trying to show you what I expect. Right, 4-hour time frame, we've counted our levels, and so we want to see how much of this sell is going to be, because I know someone might say, but what if we've already started the buy? All right, well, that's a good input as well, that we could have started the buy. But what I do not understand is why we would go without a second leg. That part is what I do not understand, because the market doesn't care how many times they sit on the 50 EMA. They can sit for a long time, it doesn't matter. But on smaller time frames, we want to see a proper W, which in this case is going to be a second leg right here. Now going to the 1-hour time frame, you can see that as soon as the market gave you those 5 levels that we saw, all you had after that was the market pushing up. Now the market pushed up 1, the market pushed up 1, pushed up 2, and pushed up 3 into a peak formation, and then went for a reset. Then the market went up 1 into a consolidation, 2 into a consolidation, and lastly 3, and the market came to a peak formation. Now after that, the market then reversed. Now let's find out what the market did. So like I said, I'm not really worried too much about what happened here, because I know we're still going to reverse this whole move. So can you see that from here you do not have clear levels? The market just kept on chopping and it's not giving you clear levels. This is the area where people often get bent by the market. It's so easy to be bent by the market, but you can use several methods for you to really see where you are. All right, I'll show you this one method. Just looking at lower lows, all right, or higher highs. All you want to see is 3 lower lows or 3 high highs. For example, number 1, we marked the low here, the market came down, marked the low, market went down, marked a new low, and then the market went further down and marked a new low. So we've got 1, 2, 3. All right, then going up, the market went 1, 2, 3. So the market gave you 1, 2, 3 highs. Okay, now the market has turned around. So remember, we said this sell is selling to the low. So where is your target? Your target on this sell is right here. This is where you are going. So you want to see the market come back to these areas. It doesn't matter where exactly to get to. All you need to do is to count your levels. So what you need now, because you have seen the first drop of the market, right? So this means this is gonna be your drop number 1. All right, let's go back to the red color. This is gonna be your drop number 1. Now this being your drop number 1, the next thing you want is your drop number 2. So this drop number 2, in this case, the market is gonna come to the 50 EMA, give you a setup, and then after that, the market will what? Will go all the way down, probably to any of these lows. I suspect maybe match up with this low right here. All right, and then after that happens, what you are looking for is drop number 3, which can be equal to the first leg or a little bit lower or a little bit shorter. So in this instance, you're coming here And then what you want to see next is the market form a W on H1. So in this case now, they'll form a W on H1 and not H4 or other time frames. They will do on H1 because already they gave you the first leg, so they don't need to stay here for long. They will just quickly push the market all the way up. All right, so this is how I analyze the market, guys, and I look at all these factors. I look at shark fins and all those kind of things, but I tried by all means to make this as short as possible so you can understand how I look at the market. And this setup is an active setup. All right, so you might want to take this sell and go with the market all the way down, and then after that the market is going to buy for a very, very long time, because this will be a reset on the D1 and an ID50 on W1. I hope this, guys, is gonna help you. I'll see you on the next one.